The Dream for Digital Worship and Digital Church. This is inspired by the dream of Wesley Frensdorff, who was Bishop of Nevada in the 1980s and 90s. So let's dream. Let us dream of a church committed to using all media platforms to share the message of God's great love, creating spaces where all those who engage are assured that they are valued and known by name.
In which Jesus is at the centre, our window onto God's own heart, the sign of God's hope and design for all humankind, in which the Spirit is not a party symbol, but wind and fire in everyone, gracing the church with a kaleidoscope of gifts and constant renewal for all.
A church in which worship is lively and fun, as well as reverent and holy. People know how to pray and enjoy it, frequently and regularly, individually and together, in silence, in word, in symbol, song and movement, through tablet and phone as well as physical presence.
A church which affirms life over death as much as life after death, unafraid of change, able to recognize God's hand in the revolutions, celebrating the beauty of diversity, rejecting the imprisonment of uniformity, concerned about love in all relationships, denying the separation between secular and sacred, digital and analog, church and culture, since all these are part of the world Christ came to and died for.
A church without the answers, but asking the right questions, while always pointing to the glorious mystery who is God, so deeply rooted in both gospel and tradition that, like a living algorithm, it can search all platforms and continually surprise us with new connections.
Let us dream of a church that reaches out across the world in peace and partnership, podcasting your wonders and your word, sharing images of grace on Instagram, emailing encouragement to friends, creating spaces of generosity on Facebook, and tweeting truth and goodness, zooming into new spaces that challenge inherited assumptions, rediscovering the power of a ministering community rather than a community gathered round a minister.
Let us dream of a church so embedded in the digital world that it really would be missed if no longer online, whose websites ooze with possibilities of a world renewed, with videos that inspire, blogs that include, and games that nurture the soul, where there's wild sharing of ideas and much rejoicing when they go viral, but with little concern for success, statistics, growth, or even survival. A church so full of good news that its websites become outposts of the kingdom, bringing peace and healing to a tortured world, prophetically confronting the forces of evil and sustaining digital networks in which all find embrace, acceptance, and affirmation.
And finally, let us dream of a people called to recognize our own absurdities, including the absurdity that is love, serious about the call and the mission, but not very much about ourselves, singing, laughing, crying, as we forget our passwords and lose our connections, but recognizing that in every world we might yet inhabit, you are already there ahead of us.
Amen.
Amen.